Can't see you.
Welcome back. Hum babe. Welcome back to another episode of Bischel Ball. We got some stuff currently being thrown around in the studios right now. Before we get started with anything, this episode is brought to you by Mio's Pizza. Clayne, go ahead and hit us with the ad.
Yes, sir. Mio's. This episode is sponsored by Mio's Pizzeria. Cincinnati Bearcats fans, we'd like to invite you to Mio's, conveniently located on Short Vine. Before every home game, enjoy $2 Coors Lights and $4 Traveler Whiskey Lemonades. Enjoy a family fun environment for pregame food and entertainment before Bearcats baseball games. Right after they serve you with ice cold beer, mixed drinks, and hot pizza, take a nice little quarter-of-a-mile stroll over to UC Baseball Stadium to cheer on your Bearcats. Mio's will also be streaming every Bearcat baseball game that airs on ESPN Plus inside the bar as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Huge series this weekend at home for the Bearcats. Make sure to pop over to Mio's. And then next Friday, May 1st, we will be hosting a gathering at Mio's. We're going to get that Friday night game against Houston on all their TVs. And, we're just looking to get a group together. Anyone's welcome to get together and have some beers, have some pizza, and support our Bearcats. So definitely mark that down on your schedule. And,
what do you say, baby? We need to see everybody there May 1st. What do you say?
Yeah. Hopefully we get some. I don't remember watching any Houston games, but maybe the commentators are solid. We could flip the noise on in there. I always love when like sports games got the noise on in the bars.
Yeah. I'm kind of
if they're bad commentators, then we might just have to cut that and roll tunes.
Yeah, we'll see. My favorite all time is any bar that can master crowd noise and then music on commercials. That's the best.
Yeah,
I love that. I always love that for like Bengals games downtown when they were in the playoffs. Like, you get a third down stop and then get something to fire you up before we get the ball back. Yeah, love it. All right, let's break down this week. Despite it being a 2-2 week, it was a massive week for the Bearcats. Just winning that series against the number 21 team in the country, the UCF Knights in Orlando, was huge. Bearcats now sit at a 27-16 record. We're back up to 8-12 in the Big 12, which I know we talked about last week, just really pushing to get to that 500 mark or around there by the end of the year. And despite the loss to Wright State yesterday, our RPI only dropped 1 point. So we are still sitting at 23, which I would have to look for sure, but I know it's top 3 in our conference, which is always just a good spot to be in. Obviously, when you're in this situation, as we're kind of middle lower of the pack in the Big 12, we have one of the best RPIs and strength of schedule in the conference. So I do think that is going to pay dividends and help us out a little bit in this at-large bid conversation. But let's talk about the week. Start with Friday. We don't have to go like game-by-game basis like we used to, but Friday was obviously a totally different game than Saturday and Sunday. I know we were really fired up about this weekend, and I'll be honest, that Friday game kind of just sucked all of the wind and energy out of me. I did not feel good after that game.
Yeah, that was brutal. I fired a couple texts off in the group chat just saying how frustrated I was that I wasn't going to make an appearance, but the boys battled back and made a stand.
Yeah, I think part of the reason we all just get so excited to watch Nate Taylor throw, and it just not going the way we wanted it to on Friday in a pretty poor way, like extreme way. I turned the game off. I did too. Yeah. I think he hit like the 6th inning. I was like dialed. Friday, just got off work, rolled home, case of beer on the way home. You know how it is. Crack one, TV outside, back porch. Ooh, warm weather. Baseball, Bearcats were meant to win that day, and that just brought me down. It felt like it was the middle of winter, and I should go inside and just go to sleep.
Yeah, no, that's actually exactly how I felt. Like I was as juiced up for this game as I have been all year. And you mentioned about the Nate Taylor start. It's almost more disappointing because, like, as we know, the way this year's gone, Nate's been great, but it's like anyone that has a solid starting pitching performance, we feel like we really need to capitalize on that. And despite giving up however many runs that he did, I really feel like he pitched a really good game. I mean, honestly, it was a 7-1 final score. And if you take away that 4-run fourth inning where we were booting the ball around, and don't get me wrong, there were a couple of wild pitches on his end for sure. But yeah, a few errors, few pass balls, wild pitches, and it just kind of felt like we gifted them 4 runs in that fourth inning. And then obviously, I mean, we didn't hit at all. We put up 1 run, and I think 3 hits. But with the way we were pitching, it's like you feel better about at least giving yourself a chance in the 8th there, down maybe 3-1 opposed to – or 3-0 opposed to 7-0. So overall, just very disappointing game, especially once you got into that 4th. But honestly, it just made it that much more impressive to me that we were able to rally back on Saturday and then capitalize on Sunday and get our first Big 12 Sunday win of the year to take the series.
Yeah, that was sick.
I don't know. I thought it was massive. We talked about it was kind of a back against the wall, show us what you got kind of spot. And to have that disappointing of a game Friday, but then be able to bounce back, I thought that was a big sign as far as we know this team's young and maybe showing a little bit maturity late in the year. But no, I was just very impressed with the way they responded there on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I think, well, you say it, I feel like you live by this, John. It's if you win on Friday, you set yourself up perfectly to win the series, whether you win game 2 or not. Like, so even after Saturday, I know when we won that first game the first game of the series on Saturday, we were all kind of like okay with that. Like we needed to take a game. We obviously couldn't get swept. So I wonder if that almost like brush some weight off of them, and they played pretty free Sunday. I mean, I know we talked pretty much the whole game on Sunday, all 3 of us, and it was a fun game to watch. We were dialed in for it was a long one too. So, but no, it's super impressive the way they bounced back and were able to take 2 in a row.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point because, like, obviously we're going into Friday wanting to win that series, like no questions asked. But then after that, our mindset, at least within this room, immediately flipped to like, okay, we just got to find a way to get 1, right? Like, just don't get swept. And I think even if we didn't win, like we would have been okay long term if we just got 1. But massive series win. Another tip of the cap to Logan Knight on Saturday. Another fantastic start. That's 2 in a row. I know that we kind of touched on this last year. Kellen O'Connor started to kind of get hot at this point of the year when the Bearcats were looking for one other starter to get going. I'm feeling some PTSD, some flashbacks. I'm feeling optimistic about Logan Knight for the rest of the season, boys. I don't know about you.
He looks dialed. He looks dialed.
Something a little different than him. I saw him on Sunday walking in with the speaker, so he looks like he's having a little bit of fun after a start day. Yeah, that dude looks dangerous.
I think too, like in some of these outings, it didn't feel like he had pitched back. Like he'd just been kind of okay all year. And you got to think, like, as a transfer, it's probably a little tough mentally at times for him this year. So yeah, I think just getting a couple 7-inning outings under your belt should be able to free up a little bit and give you a little confidence. Let me look at his line from Saturday. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Just another solid performance. Obviously, no walks. I know Coach Bischel in his press conference or his meeting with Tim Adams said that they really kind of challenged the staff and the group after Friday to get the ball over the plate and get back to their brand of pitching, which is goal number 1 is filling up the zone, as you know, Clayton. And he did a great job, responded and doing his job on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's look at 9-3 win, by the way, on Saturday. my one big shout out offensively for Saturday is Conlon Daniel, who was 2 for 3 with a massive 3-run homer to kind of bust that game open. And I know we kind of talked about it. It's just, as a guy personally who had found himself in and out of the lineup at times throughout your career, like whenever you see, and we've gotten to interview Conlon, and I just think he's a great kid. Whenever you see a kid like that who gets maybe benched for a little bit and then gets that opportunity and comes in really huge. I mean, think about that was a huge momentum swing for the rest of the weekend. And I was just super pumped for him. That was a big spot for him and just the team in general.
Mm-hmm.
I actually couldn't agree more. I think that is kind of what flipped the mindset of everyone for the weekend. You throw Conlon in there, comes up with that huge knock. Did it give him like a 4-1 lead at the time?
Mm-hmm.
I think go ahead 3-run homer. Just an absolute huge hit. It got him going a little bit. He was ready to play. He made some great plays in the outfield on Saturday as well.
He was fired up too around the bases.
He was fired up. I mean, talking about it, you get your spot, you come through big like that on a game where we're all saying, show us what you got. Like, our back's against the wall. We came in here wanting to win a series. We have to win this game then. Just a huge hit. I'm really excited to see what this might do for him going forward.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Conlon. Phenomenal game on Saturday. And obviously, as we mentioned, just not the easiest spot for him. You get thrown back into the fire and against a really good team. And obviously, I don't think people expected him to hit a 3-run homer in that spot. And it was awesome. Fired me up. Sure. That's what got – no, I didn't either. But it was almost, honestly, to me, because I had it on, it was like that scene in Moneyball where, you hear the bat crack and you kind of just, look up at the TV, on Hatterberg's homer. Yeah, that's kind of the moment that I had watching that homer. Absolutely awesome. And then Game 3, talk about an absolute roller coaster of a game.
Little chippy.
Love that. Let's talk about that first. I also love, obviously, as an AAC guy, as we all were. You guys spent some time in the Big 12, but especially around the time of when the football thing was kind of a big rivalry, we always felt like there was a little something in that series. I don't think we liked UCF at all, and I think if you ask them, they didn't like us at all either.
Yeah,
so
we need to put some label on this rivalry we got going on. Buddy, these two teams hate each other, and it hasn't been not chippy in probably 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. It's been chippy every time. I do want to say Bearcats, that's 4 out of the last 5 over the Knights. So we do kind of have those guys' number. But no,
we got it.
I just loved seeing the fire from our squad down there. And not that I thought the rivalry was gone, but this series just kind of instilled back in me. I am very happy to see that those programs still do not like each other, and the Bearcats take huge pride in taking down the Knights.
Yeah, that game alone made me miss college baseball, being in the dugout, a lot.
Yeah.
I know we were, like I said, we were all talking, FaceTiming during the game, and I was like, gosh, I would just love to be maybe not even playing, just in the dugout, just on the just
eating a Trop smoothie sandwich and just getting the boys fired up in the dugout.
Yeah, a 4-hour-old Chipotle chicken fastball and
Chipotle chicken fastballs.
Yeah, just charging one of those down in the 7th, knowing it's tie game, we're about to have a really fun 3 innings here down the street.
But no, Sunday, it felt like we've kind of been in a few of these games this year and we haven't found our way out on top, right? It's just, unfortunately, with the way the pitching has gone late in games, and especially on Sundays, it just feels like we've gotten out hit in these situations. And it was good to see one go through the net. Good to see the boys bounce back. we got a
we hit like 7 homers.
Yeah, Jack Natili had a 3 home run day again.
Pitts had one.
Incredible.
Coates had one.
Coates had one.
I think we had 5.
The boys were banging the ball around the yard. Yep, that's for sure.
Well, that was a big part of the series. I said even too was how the ball's going to fly. I think that's like when we play at home, we hit a ton of home runs and the ball flies pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
That was why I thought it would be kind of important. Like if the ball, I know if the wind's blowing in the right direction there, like balls are clearing the fence by pretty good distances. It was like home run because they hit a couple too. So it was like a home run fest on Sunday.
Yeah. And I feel like we were in those positions where we would score 4 and then give 4 right back. And like, it's very easy to just get down in those situations. And the boys showed great fight on Sunday. And it's kind of all you can ask for in a game like that is like, hey, you've seen how quick runs can be put up in this game. Just do not give in. Do not give in. And again, Natili 3 home runs all in like pretty big spots. Massive game. I have no idea why they kept trying to throw him inside heaters. I think all 3 of them were inside heaters that he just demolished to left field. Not the smartest thing in my opinion. And then Derek Pitts, 2 outs, 2 strikes, tie game, backside homer to give us the lead, which is eventually all we needed. Gets ejected for the bat flip. Let's break down that real quick because I think if you were watching the full game, you obviously kind of like there was a warning after Natili's. Again, if you watch both of those videos, I don't think either guy even looked at the dugout or a player from UCF one single time. They happened to carry their bat down the line a little bit and give it a slight toss to their right. And I don't know, that's also a field where I feel like the dugouts are somewhat close quarters. So like, your bat gets a bounce, it's going to end up 15 feet from the dugout. I don't know. I personally just thought like I understood the warning and I guess I got, but like in my opinion, it was the umps that lost control of the chippiness early. And it's just what you see. Like they lose control, they are out of it, and then they make some outlandish decisions to try to tone it down when they're just not warranted at all.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it either. Like you kind of the flip. I feel like he kind of just like reached his arm and dropped it. Yeah, especially now Natili flipped his. That one,
Natili flipped the shit out of his. He flipped the shit out of his.
That one was what got us the warning, but the following like Pitts, no. And I also like the time or the moment in the game, like a go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th with 2 outs and nobody on. Like that might have been one of the biggest home runs of his life right there. And he didn't even really like the ball did not get above his shoulder, or the bat did not get above his shoulders. Like it just went towards the dugout, which is where you would throw it. You wouldn't throw it the other way.
That, and like I know we were even texting about it. Like if he does something here, like I'm scared for what's going to happen. And when he got ejected, I thought it was for sure like chirping around the bases or something. If you watch him run the bases, I actually was very impressed with Pitts. He only looked at our dugout the whole time. He did not say a word to anybody.
They did it because they just didn't want anything else happening. They had such a short fuse after that. They were like, oh, we should probably just eject him now so nothing else happens, so we can keep this game clean and we can just go home after the 9th. Like, grow up. Like, it's college baseball. Like, sack up or get the hell out of here. But, you know, the umpires just want to keep it clean, keep it nice and pretty. Like, bullshit. Like, it's a rivalry. Like, fucking figure it out. Like, it's not that hard. But you can't even let guys have fun. Dudes come out of the dugout, home run celebrations. Yeah, let both dugouts come out and home run celebrate, whatever they want to do. But, like, if they're staying on their own guys, I'm all for it. And Pitts was on our own guys and didn't have any gesture towards their dugout.
Not to mention, I saw on multiple UCF homers, their guys outside of the dugout, like looking at our dugout, giving them like the WWE suck it symbol. Don't know where the warning was there. But yeah,
one last thing.
Whatever.
Pitts gets ejected though. It was kind of awesome how he's like running out of the field.
That was tough. It was just like left and walked outside the stadium, and then we finished the game in 12 minutes later.
Little does people know, like he's literally probably just standing outside the fence, like watching the game because he has to leave the field and like the dugout and everything, like leave the capacity of the field. So he's literally probably just like standing outside the fence, like trying to watch the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, in full uni.
Yeah, and I mean, there was hopefully only 3 outs left after that. But then it followed up with obviously the Natilli homer.
I also thought another funny part, if you were watching on the broadcast, they show him leave, obviously, and then like 4 minutes go by and they just show the bus like moving in the outfield. I know we were all making the joke like, oh, like, is that Pitts driving the bus out there? Like we thought Pitts was about to start doing like donuts in the parking lot with the team bus.
Maybe he couldn't see over the fence or had no view, so he had to get on the bus and get like right behind the bullpen, so he had a little elevated view there.
Yeah,
maybe that was the case.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. I hope he was driving that bus.
Let me drive a bus.
The one time I got back on a bus, I saw the bus driver like laying down in between seats. I forgot my glove on the bus, and he was just like took his driving like polo off and was just like wife beatered up. And I was like, all right, I just forgot my glove. Oh yeah, go ahead, get it.
That's probably one of the funniest things that like no one, like, we've never talked about it is like, remember ECU's bus driver was like in the dugout or like bus drivers across college baseball. It is such a wild card as like how involved with the program they actually are. Like when we were there, we'd get a new guy every week. We never had someone tied to us. And like,
it was always fun to like recruit them though. Like they were always on your side, like never a fan of the team you were playing. So it was like the worst though is when they try to give you like a pep talk, like you'll get them tomorrow. It's like, no, dude, we just lost. Just back to the hotel.
Have some feel. Yeah. But no, to your point, it's like some of them would like get out of the bus and like watch the game. And then some of them are
free tickets too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So some of them are kind of locked in. Some of them are what you said, like literally just pass out in the bus for like 4 hours and like you wake them up when you get back on.
Yeah. But they do like spend the whole weekend with you because they have a hotel room. Like they're down there eating breakfast with you in the morning in the hotel.
Yeah, they're fired up.
Yeah.
Was he? So. I don't remember a bus driver ever having a team meal with me.
Really?
Maybe not a team meal, but like
5 years ago. John, you've been out of the ball game for a little bit. Let's go.
I have been out of the ball game. We've probably stepped up our travel since I've been out of the ball game.
I don't know.
I just don't remember. I don't remember any bus drivers like eating with us.
Well, maybe not like a full-blown team-provided meal, but if the breakfast was provided by the hotel. Like they're down there eating breakfast with you sometimes, I remember. But, yeah, it is very wide. Like, we always had a different one, so.
Like, I wonder if some of those dudes just absolutely let it rip on some of these college campuses. They're just by themselves for the weekend. Like,
yeah.
All I got to do is grab this bus.
Well, anyway, any other comments on the weekend? If not, I just want to recap again.
We can't leave out Buschkowski.
Yes, Sunday, Adam Buschkowski. We said he would be potentially the X factor. He goes 3.2 innings with 8 strikeouts to slam the door when it felt like the door couldn't be slammed. Like we couldn't stop the bleeding, and he did just enough and absolutely shut that game down.
11 outs, 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's going to be massive, and he doesn't have to be perfect, and we don't need him, but like we need him moving forward, and he's going to be a big piece. We've kind of said it all year long, and even when Siegel was like, "Who do you go to?" It's like he has to be our guy. Like there's not many like him and Morrow. We need them. No matter what they got on that day, that's who we got to go with, and that's who we need. So yeah, that's a couple back-to-back outings from Bischkowski that have been very strong. So again, him and Logan Knight trending up and very much needed down the stretch here. Great weekend for the Cats. Way to bounce back. That's what it's all about right there. We haven't seen that happen all year, obviously, with our first Sunday win, and yeah,
you know what I talked about last week? It was like the time of the season that weekend where we'll see who wants to bring their balls to the field and who wants to leave them in the hotel. Like at the end of the day, it's, how dedicated are you wearing that C-Paul across your chest? Like, because like this is now or never. You want to go play end of May, early June baseball? Let's see what you got now, because this is where it's made. It's funny because if you rewind probably, what was that, 2 years ago to when you had me and Loudon on this podcast, and I said the standard's going to be playing baseball in early June for this baseball club. And I think Bischel was going to hold that standard to every team, and he should, and go above and beyond and go to a super and sneak into Omaha. But that's the standard of this team. The standard of this team is playing June baseball, playing in a regional somewhere, or even hosting a regional here sooner or later.
Yeah. No, you said that word for word. And even I think we were predicted to finish last in the Big 12 that year, and we finished
dead last.
It's somewhere in the middle of the pack. And
first year
I remember
we finished fifth.
Yeah.
Fifth.
I remember you saying it's like, okay, if we did that in year one, like why is that not the expectation moving forward, right? Like, and I do want to say, I know we can be pretty critical and like hard at times, but that's where all that's coming from. Like, we're trying to, from the fan level, kind of just from program wide, kind of raise the expectations along with what they're doing on the field. So I know we can be negative and hard sometimes, but we're just pushing for greatness. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also different when you've been in it and you kind of know like what it's going to take. So that's another reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
mean,
mean,
we feel like we're on the team basically still is what I'm trying to get at.
Sure.
Like,
No, like the grit and the perseverance that we had from some dudes last year, like at this time of the year, like a year ago, I want to say today was like when we were coming home from, or we were about to go on the road to Kansas, and it's do or die. Like, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like that's the expectations. Like you go on these last 3 or 4 weekends and you're like, that's just what it's all about. Like, this is where shit gets fun, like, you want to get a fight for a regional. I'd never even got to experience it before last year. And I was like, holy shit, like we're going to go to a regional, and we heard our name called, and I was like, damn, like those games really paid off in late April, early May, when we want to play in June. So sick. And those kids, I tell you what, it's probably the best feeling in the world to see your name pop across that board on Sunday for selection show. It gives me chills.
I was there. I got chills thinking about it. All I was doing after that was scheduling Airbnbs or hotels to go down to Knoxville. And I
remember my heart rate was, I was like looking at my Apple Watch because I had it on. It was like 113 before the show started, and like the first regional went out, and I was like, damn, oh God. And then we had to wait till a third to last team got called.
Yeah.
I was like, holy.
That video with you and KP, like just absolutely bear hugging each other.
Yeah.
So elite.
Fired up. Like I was fist pumping so hard, and I like went right to him, dapped up loud and dapped up KP, and I was like, holy shit, like this is real. Like, and you never like really know what it feels like until you see your name come across the board, and then 4 days later you're driving to you're flying to your regional, whatever it is. But shit's real. Like that's what you fight all year for, and that's what you get prepared for in September, October when you're playing fall ball and it's chilly out, and then you get in the weight room in December, January, and you start in February, and then the wheels just keep turning from there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was very impressed with the grit and the way those boys kind of dug in on Sunday and figured out a way to pull that out. I mean, to this day, like to date, regardless of what we did in the preseason, I know we did great things but like that to me is the biggest series win of the year, as far as a ranked team, but also just like, I think we talked about it's a young team. Like I think for some of those young guys that had any sort of doubt, like that series kind of should have opened some eyes. Like, hey, we're here. Like we can do this thing. We're a good squad.
That's when you need your guys like Pitts, Coates, Luke, Sefcik, Cal Sefcik, like Nate, like those dudes stepping up and saying like we need to bring our balls if we want to keep playing in 5-6 weeks from now. So I think that's where it came gritty is like this weekend really, test us and see what we're about, because I think this weekend's huge and it's even bigger than last weekend, and I think they're ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we will not spend too much time talking about this Wright State game from yesterday. I put out a tweet about it after the game, like not to make excuses, but it was a weird spot. I know I texted you guys before the game. I feel like we're either going to win by 10 or we're going to lose this game. Like it's just coming off of a huge series win, travel home, drive up to Dayton, and not the most fun atmosphere to play in against a team you're expected to beat, and you're looking ahead at the biggest series of the weekend at home. So not to make excuses, but it definitely is one of those picture perfect, like letdown, look ahead spots. Obviously you can't comment on the play too much when you don't watch the game. At least I don't.
That's Sunday league bullshit. Like if I've ever seen that, that's almost as bad as hosting a game at XU, like having a home game at XU. Like you have all these dog ass Horizon League games on TV on the weekends, but you can't even host a Big 12 like game on ESPN Plus. Like, give me a break. Like bullshit. Like, where's your cameras? Where was your cameras? Like swim and dive, like meet? Where were they at? The pole vaulting meet?
Well, I mean, it's not, to me, it wasn't the worst midweek loss because Wright State's pretty much a regional team every year, but I feel like that's even another reason why they should have it like some sort of footage, is they are a regional team pretty much every year.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got their 2x4 outfield wall still, like, figure it out. Like your cameras probably had to go back to like Columbus to film something. They probably had to ship them back down to this weekend for their weekend series. Like absolutely brutal.
That was brutal that we couldn't watch or listen. But again, it's 12-7 score. Obviously, just following the game and looking at box scores and different stuff, like the thing that stuck out to me that you can comment on without watching was the 6-run 8th inning. Just kind of what we talked about as far as like, obviously big innings are going to happen, but trying to limit those as much as possible. And I think you've seen that in games that we've won and lost, but a 6-run 8th, and then you end up losing the game by 5. Like, obviously it's easy to say if you held them scoreless there, we win, but like, it's just a 6-run inning is going to kill you. And as far as the big inning war, they had a 6-run inning and a 3-run inning, and we never had a big inning in the game, which when you can't watch and you look at the box score, that's kind of the only thing that I could comment on.
Yeah. I mean, same here. I don't really, when you can't pinpoint us exactly how someone did something, because I wasn't there to watch it. I couldn't listen to it. So, not much to comment. We just lost. I think you made a good point of possibly looking ahead. I just feel like adrenaline, like you just came off 2 games in a row where in Orlando where your adrenaline was super high the whole time, like chippy back and forth. And this was probably a lot more mellow of a game. So possibly looking ahead to West Virginia at home. That might have crept in there a little bit too. So,
Yeah, I mean, like it's also too at this point, like the weekend.
Also didn't have Pitts. He had to serve his 1-game suspension. I don't know how much that would have played into it. I know one guy doesn't necessarily change a game all the time, but sometimes one guy does change a game. So
yeah, I think he brings a juice element to that team too.
Yeah,
where
I'd agree.
That's a guy where in a game like that, where maybe guys are struggling to get up for it, like I feel like he is kind of an important guy,
big energy provider.
Yeah, like I don't know, but he'll probably get in someone's ass and try to fire him up a little bit if I had to guess.
Probably.
So yeah, but moving on and looking ahead, West Virginia Mountaineers come to town, the number 12 team in the country. This is the biggest series of the season to date. They are 27-10. 11-5 in the Big 12 right now, which I believe is still tied for second. Looking at their squad, obviously have been playing some really good ball even the past 2 years, but this year, once again, under their new coach, Steve Sabins. I'll start with this. I know we have another home Red series this weekend, and the Reds are playing great baseball right now, and I totally understand wanting to support those guys. But let me say this. Those guys are going to be around till September or October. You only got a couple more chances to get to UC Baseball Stadium and pack that place out. And if there's any weekend that you want to circle and make sure you get to a game, this is the one. I was just scanning through some attendance records for UC Baseball Stadium today. We haven't cracked that top 6 attendance list since 2023. And obviously I know I was a part of those teams, but it's just a little disheartening to me that, like what Corey just said, they've raised the standard of this program, and we're getting to regionals being an expectation. In my opinion, when we're at this point in the season hosting a Big 12 foe, honestly, like an old Big East rivalry in West Virginia, there's no excuse that we shouldn't be able to put some butts in the seats and maybe pop an attendance record, or at least a top 5 or something this weekend.
Yeah, I think they're even doing some $2 hot dogs again on Saturday. So cheap hot dogs.
I mean, if you're not fired up for this Big 12, like you want to see good base. I get it. The hot red legs are going to be in town this weekend, but if you're not fired up for like Big 12 baseball, they play at 6:00 on Friday, 3:00 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. Like, get fired up, get in the stands, because like this not going to say make or break our season, but like this is like a big if so or if not like kind of series. So I mean, go get your cheap beers, go get your cheap tickets. Like, students get them for free at these games. Like, why not go get everybody in this stand so we can break a couple records, like you said, JP. But
yeah,
I mean, I think on some other ends of the spectrum, there needs to be some push here and there from some other people, but we won't say their names. But it is what it is. Like, you want these guys in the stands for this team, because like we are, yes, going to be a regional team every single year, and the guys in the other dugout will be playing for a regional too every year. So high level baseball at a high level facility. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah. And Saturday, real quick, the Reds game's at 6, Bearcats are at 3. So
there you go.
Why don't you guys, if you're already set on going to the Reds game, get yourself a doubleheader in. Go get tuned up for the Bearcats and then head down to GABP.
Only about a 10-minute drive if you go to back roads. Maybe not.
Maybe like an hour walk through OTR.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. But
no, would not recommend. Do not walk.
Uber if you have to. I'll pay for it. Just kidding.
Do not walk.
For it. But another, JP, you kind of touched on it, like another team that UC has a little bit of history with, possibly viewed as a school with a little bit of a rival with UC. So I think it's going to be another chippy, like a lot of energy in the stadium between the two dugouts. So it's definitely going to be one of those where, like, again, I wish I was in the dugout, but I think it's going to be a good one this weekend. So if you're not doing anything, find a way down there. It'll make your Saturday a lot better. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday a lot better.
And you guys have been in the dugout against West Virginia. I have not. I do know, and let's not get into details here, but there were some things that went down in the offseason between we'll just kind of leave it at that. I expect this Friday night game to maybe have a little bit of shit to it early on, especially.
You definitely can't poke on players or reach out to players, so we'll see how that plays out on Friday night and see where it goes from there. But that's a big thing nowadays in college baseball, but I'm fired up to see Nate Taylor show.
Yeah. Talking about West Virginia from the numbers side a little bit. Team batting average of 306, team ERA of 4.35, pretty solid across the board. There are 3 starters that I anticipate they'll be going with. Dawson Montiza, he's got a 6.16 ERA. Max Yell, who has a 2.41 ERA. And Chanson Cole, who has a 2.82 ERA. Little bit about this team. I know you guys played against them. They tried to I feel like we play a similar style of offense as they do, maybe a little bit less this year, but I think they will try to do a lot of bunts and steals and move the ball around a little bit. I do like that. I feel like just because we inter-squad each other all year, that the Bearcats are pretty prepared to play defense against that style of play. So I do like that. But no, I think it's going to be a very – I see this being kind of an offensive series. I think it's going to be – yeah, I mean, if you look at numbers and performance this far, I think West Virginia has the more impressive numbers on paper. We've talked about how much we love this Bearcats team at home, how well they've played at home for the past 3 years now. So, yeah, I honestly think, like, obviously I think we're fully capable of winning this series. I think it's going to be an absolute dogfight in all 3 games. I think, again, on paper, they might have a slight pitching edge, but I love our offense at home. I love our offense at home against literally anybody.
Love it. Love it. I love it.
I was going to say the same thing. I feel like I say this every week, but I see it being very offensive weekend as well.
Yeah, big time. I see Coach creeping up towards the 30s a little bit in that home run column. Definitely.
Why don't you just break down why don't you give us a score prediction?
You got score
okay, prediction. I think. Oh yeah, absolutely. I go Nate Taylor about 6 or 7 innings, and he gets us to probably a 3-1 victory on Friday, and then Saturday we roll out. The bats are going to be hot. It's definitely going to be a 12-10 loss from us. I hate to say it, but we bounce back on Saturday. Use about 13 and a half arms from the bullpen. They use about 10. We roll out. Who knows, from the bullpen, we might have a position player roll out there too, and then we take home a 19-17 victory on Sunday. So that's our games right there. I mean, you like it or you love it, boys. We might have to stick around on Sunday for quite a while.
5-hour ball games.
Yeah, it might be a little late to supper.
Yeah.
Clang, we've talked about it a little bit. Bearcat overs, other than Friday, pretty much automatic at this point.
Yeah, Bearcat overs are absolutely hammer time. But DraftKings does an unreal job at that. So shout out to them in Vegas. But I mean, the Bearcat, anything other Bearcats bets is probably off the table. Absolutely, probably 1 for 86 on them this year, other than the overs. And then I went score big on them, so that's good.
Yeah, tough team to predict so far this year. You really don't know what you're going to get until you turn that. You know what you're getting on the far or on the side is like effort and energy, but you don't know quite what you're going to get when you flip that TV on.
You definitely don't know what you're going to get. I think that fact you don't know what you're going to get on Saturday, Sunday for sure.
Yeah,
Friday locked in. Nate Taylor, 6 2/3 or 8 1/3. I mean,
we're going to be in the ball game for 7 innings for sure on Fridays. Yeah, absolutely. But no. Again, pack the park. X factors: Jack Detilly, Quentin Coates, Derek Pitts, Adam Bischel,
Taransky.
The
whole lineup.
Yeah, we got like 14 X factors this weekend.
Yeah. X factors are going to be huge this weekend, no doubt.
And then Cincy Lights, the garage beers.
The 1,200 X factor will probably be the people in the stands getting blitzed for sure. That's going to be a huge factor. We're going to need our Texas A&M calls it 12th man, but we'll call it 83rd man. I don't even know, but
hey, that's a great call. I'm switching my X factor. The X factor is the ruckus this weekend. Yeah,
the ruckus.
We need
Shout out UC Ruckus. If any of those UC Ruckus guys watch this, shoot us a DM. We might shoot you some merch or some, I don't know.
We don't have any merch.
Yeah, we do. On Sundays.
We could get them something.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I'll Venmo them for a $10 beer.
UC Ruckus, huge difference maker this year in some games. I love when they came out to Bowling Green first home game. It was packed.
I guess that's
what I'm
saying. Like, we get that many people for a game like Bowling Green or Xavier on a Tuesday. Like, there's no excuse why we can't have that for West Virginia on a weekend.
Oh my God. We need if we get about like 1,500 plus in those stands, all 3 games, I think all that ruckus needs to give West Virginia hell from first inning to ninth inning, no doubt. Well, on Saturday or Sunday, my score prediction was off. We'll probably only play 7 because we'll probably win like 14-4 on Sunday.
Sounds good to me.
19-17 and 14-4.
Yeah.
4 predictions.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you guys have any closing remarks or comments before we wrap this thing up?
Go Cats.
Yeah, shoot for the stars, land on the moon type weekend, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, boys, balls on table, you know, whatever you need to do. I don't know. Shotgun a Mountain Dew before we play ball this weekend.
Yeah.
Do or die.
Get something in your veins for this weekend. Something.
Yeah. No, but that's like really all the closing marks I have right there, Jonathan. What do you got?
I got nothing other than to hit that like and subscribe button if you've made it this far. We really appreciate it.
Shout out to all the families that listen on their drive down, drive in.
Yes.
All the guys that listen. Props to you guys. Shout out
Halveen.
Always.
We know who you are, but we'll keep you a mystery, bro.
At the end of the podcast, hit that subscribe button. Like us on Apple Podcasts. Whatever you want to do. We appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you people who listen to this thing. Because we're going to get a good one right here. Good one this weekend. Good one in the stands. Beers might get beat too, but we'll be above them, above and beyond right here. All right. Cats on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cats. Let's have a weekend, boys. Let's have